We're in the Botanical Art Garden at Herrington Woods in Princeton. That's the gazebo, kind of the center. And all around it is what we call the Veblen Circle. All these wildflowers. Circle cages, like about 20 or so. A lot of them are blooming right now. This is August, early August, first week of August. We're having a maze cafe, so there's some voices in the background. We're doing a community collage in the gazebo. But I'm going to show you a bunch of flowers. Just kind of take a walk around this circle. The Veblens, of course, were the couple who donated the land for this preserve back in 1957, the first nature preserve in Princeton. We're honoring them with this Veblen Circle of Wildflowers. So each one is in a cage and has a name on it, very nicely laid out. So this is swamp mallow, hibiscus moschutos, just tons of flowers. Big, bright, sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're white. This is blazing star in here. You can't really see it, it's already bloomed. We don't have signage for that one. Then we have late flowering thoroughwort. You have to wade through that name. It's a long name and you have to wait a long time for it to bloom because it's still working on the blooms here, you can see. So it's sometimes called late boneset because it's sort of like boneset. And then here's wild senna, very pretty. It's related to peas. It's in the pea family. Grows along in floodplains. I found it along Carnegie Lake. So that's a good one. There's a goldenrod. I'm not going to try to say what kind. There's a ton of different goldenrods. They are not, they do not cause reactions. That's the ragwort. But anyway, frost aster. Now this is a funny one. See, so if you put a plant in a cage, sometimes they get intimidated. You know, they have this nice photo of what it's supposed to look like. The expectations can really be stultifying for them. So, you know, this is a frost aster, white, a little later on. It grows like a weed everywhere, and then we put it in a cage and it starts dying back. That's funny. So, got a little visitor here on the wild senna. Let me go over here. We're getting around here. So, black-eyed Susan. Okay, so here's another one that obviously felt very intimidated by the whole expectations. You see, there's just one flower there. Yeah, that's black-eyed Susan. So I'm glad to put together one flower. That's very nice of it. And then here, just coming up, it's about to bloom. You see the buds and the wings, like the stems have little wings on them. Those things running up the stem. So that's autumn helenium. I really like that. It's going to have yellow flowers later. And then here is sundrops. So they already bloomed. You see, here's that frost aster growing everywhere but where it's supposed to. But anyway, the sundrops are actually quite low. And they already bloomed with beautiful yellow flowers. Oh my goodness. And then this one is New England aster. You see, it's still working on its blooms too. That's going to be a late one. So nice of these to like phase. They're blooming, and here's another late bloomer. So this is a mist flower, and it doesn't get very high, so it's kind of well behaved, but at the same time it spreads underground pretty aggressively. So you see, it's already trying to burst out of its cage. And then here's another one that spreads a lot, but I'm not sure you can see it. It's called fringed loosestrife. But so that just bloomed. There's hardly any flowers left on it. Here's one of my favorites. See that? All these blooms up here. So that one, that is hollow Joe Pye weed. And I got seed for that from along the canal, down the towpath and all, Carnegie Lake and all that. It's another floodplain plant. So this here, my camera's getting ahead of my narrative. Very inconvenient. But most people know this one, purple coneflower. So that's a pretty one. The deer don't much eat it, so it can survive pretty well in the garden. And then here's wild bergamot, which was glorious, kind of violet color. It's in the mint family. You see it has kind of a square stem. We have another one in the mint family that we'll show you. But that's wild bergamot. You see it's getting so high. I didn't know it grew so high. New York ironweed. See, it's just starting to bloom there. You can see the purple flowers, the kind of pinkish, purplish flowers just starting to bloom. It's another one that grows so high. I think that's why they call it all these, weeds, because they got so big. But they're beautiful. So here, this is evening primrose. There's another one that gets high. It's I think a biennial. So it's going to die back, but after a couple years. But it'll have yellow flowers for a lot of this summer. I see. Oops, there's a Japanese beetle. Not too many of those, fortunately. This was purple milkweed, which died out mysteriously. Oh well. And then here's great lobelia. It's not very high. See it way down there? Oh, that's that one traveled from another cage. That's a monkey flower. Yeah. Little monkey face. And here's the great lobelia. It's going to be purple. It's sort of like a cardinal flower, but kind of purplish violet kind of shade. And this is this is one of my favorites for no good reason. White vervain, and you can see it's got the tiniest little flowers. You see that white flower there? That's crazy. Why is it so small? That's all kind of helter-skelter on these stems. Let's see, winged monkey flower. I don't know if yeah, that one may have died out. We had a long drought, 3 months long last year. Allegheny monkey flower. So that's probably doing okay. 2 kinds of wild monkey flowers. They're surprisingly tough, although they don't seem to be doing all that great here. So tall meadow root is very tall, so you can follow it up. And it already bloomed. Woo! It's going up there. Here are the little flowers, little white flowers. They attract all these tiny bees. It's like a whole miniature landscape up there when it's blooming. And then Culver's root, you see how it blooms progressively up these stems. And there's just a few left here at the top. So it's almost burnt out, you see. But it's kind of like a firework. I think of flowers as slow-mo fireworks. And sometimes I feel like I don't really need the real fireworks because I'm checking out flowers all the time. This one's cutleaf coneflower. What's a good example? Oh, hello. That's a wasp. Insects on flowers, they're not very dangerous. They just they're into the flowers. They don't want to bother anybody. So this is cutleaf. You see how this is one leaf, very cut, very deeply lobed. So cutleaf coneflower, and the flowers kind of reflex petals, so it looks like a cone. That one clearly looks like a cone. Oh, we got some more visitors. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. The deer like to eat cutleaf coneflower though. So we cage it. And then we have common milkweed. This is it already bloomed. It's looking a little sad right now. And I really wish I saw more caterpillars on milkweed and, the monarchs. I've seen a few monarchs this year, so maybe they're doing okay. Just they're not visiting the milkweed we have. There's boneset. Wow, there's so many flowers in this Veblen Circle. And this one, boneset. Somebody thought, because the leaves go right around the stem. You see how they're connected on either side? They go all around. So somebody thought, the leaves are connected. Maybe it'll help connect bones. So you have bone sets. It's as good a name as any, right? And so it's working on blooms, and that is a great pollinator attractor. I've had a lot of fun documenting all the insects that grow on bone sets. And on my blog, princetonnatureNotes.org, just in case anybody's interested. So here's a really cool plant. This one is the tallest of them all. It goes up and up and up. And it has these yellow flowers that look like sunflowers, but really it's a silphium. It's called cup plant. And because when it rains, the water gets in there, and maybe if you're lucky, you'll see a bird perch on a leaf and take a sip of water. That's kind of cute. And the stem is square, really super square. Square as those mints, mints have square stems, but this silphium, this cup plant has really square, big square stems. Look at that, wow. Okay, what have we got? We got another, you see the milkweed's kind of spread around. A lot of these things spread around because we've shifted the seed bank on the soil to natives. We've been getting rid of the weeds, all the non-natives, and shifting things. So now what sprouts in all the pathways is the natives. And we can pot them up and sell them. It's pretty cool. This is penstemon beard tongue, also called. Quite a tough plant, even though it's so beautiful and really a survivor, even in a cage. And the last one we have here is the best pollinator attractor of all. I don't know why they aren't here right now, I think they're over on a larger patch nearby. This is mountain mint, this clustered mountain mint. It spreads underground like crazy, so you got to plant it where it can spread and won't be a problem with taking over your garden. So, but you see all those little discs there, they are great, and it has this wonderful smell if you break up the leaf. So that is, wow, that was quite a journey. So this is our maze, our maze garden here that we're having right now over there. Coffee and baked goods. But this is the Botanical Art Garden, also called the Barden, in Princeton. And you can come and check out all these wonderful flowers and socialize a bit too. All right.